This man was carrying his daughter to pay hospital fees for his wife who was seriously ill. However, after he finished paying, the doctor said that his wife passed away previous night. Now you can go get your wife's body. This made the man extremely shocked and he said, I was in the hospital all night, and why didn't anyone tell me? The hospital cashier said, if I told you last night, would you come to pay the hospital fees today? Only after you pay the money, we are obligated to notify you. This man was extremely angry. At this moment, Gabbar saw everything. So he decided to punish this hospital. He went to the public hospital on the opposite side. He accidentally met a woman who had just received her husband's death certificate. After that, Gabbar took that woman's dead husband to the hospital before, and he told the doctor that this was his brother. As long as the doctor could save him, Gabbar was willing to pay for it all. The doctor then did a variety of health checks, and found that this man couldn't be saved anymore. However, according to the consistent working principle, they still decided to let the patient's relative pay the hospital fees, and then told the results. The doctor even told Gabbar, your brother's health very serious. He needs immediate medical attention. You should quickly pay for the emergency. After that, the doctor and nurse started to pretend. They pretended to be so busy, but they were actually laughing and talking happily inside. Indeed, they were like professional actors. They pretended to be an emergency for 5 hours. The total cost was $350,000. Until the doctor felt it was time to end, he pretended to go out and tell Gabbar regretfully, we tried our best, but we still couldn't save your brother. Gabbar said, how can the dead be saved? Then he took out the death certificate in the public hospital. Seeing that, the doctor immediately grabbed it and put it in his mouth to destroy the evidence. At this point, Gabbar took out another sheet and asked, I have a lot of sheets. Do you still want to eat? Seeing this, the doctor was very scared to ask Gabbar, what do you want? Gabbar said, you prepare 100 million rupees, then give it to his wife. The doctor talked about this with his superior named Vikas. After that, Vikas invited Gabbar into his office. Suddenly, there were many bodyguards attacking Gabbar, but they didn't expect that Gabbar was a master at fighting. With just a few basic punches, he defeated all the bodyguards. Seeing that, Vikas reluctantly had to give money to finish the matter. However, Gabbar didn't forgive him so easily. He gave evidence to the media. The next day, many people surrounded the hospital gate. Seeing that, Vikas was very angry, so he pulled out his gun to threaten them. However, the people came together to beat him badly, which made him die. Knowing that the son was dead, Vikas's rich father named Patil rushed back. He wanted to find the killer to avenge his son. However, through the surveillance camera, he saw Gabbar and extremely surprised. 5 years ago, he built a high-rise building, but poor quality. Not long after that, this building suddenly collapsed. As a result, Gabbar lost the wife he loved very much. After that, Gabbar investigated and discovered. It turned out that Patil had built that poor quality building, which caused to the heartbreaking incident. After that, Gabbar brought the evidence to find Patil. But Patil didn't even show mercy to the victim. He still insulted Gabbar, and told Gabbar, you can go report anywhere you want, but no one will believe you, because they've all been bribed by me. After that, Gabbar called the police and the minister first. However, when just hearing of Patil, they immediately hung up. At that time, Patil became even more arrogant. He continued to provoke Gabbar. Realizing this was so wrong and immoral, Gabbar decided to think of a way to solve the problem. He then went to close the door and turned to kick a bodyguard to fall. After that, he quickly defeated all the others. Gabbar pushed Patil close to the window and wanted to throw him down. Patil was extremely scared and constantly apologizes to Gabbar and rushed to ask for his forgiveness. Seeing that, Gabbar was very kind to release Patil and turned to leave. However, when Gabbar just turned away, Patil sneaked him with a hammer. He thought Gabbar was dead, so he hurriedly threw him in the suburbs. But fortunately, there were some medical students passing by and seeing Gabbar. Gabbar was lucky to be saved, and then he also formed a group of righteous students, in order to punish corrupt and immoral officials. Everyone saw Gabbar as the leader. After that, they kidnapped an official who was notoriously corrupt, then hung him in the middle of the square of the city center, as well as the evidence of his bribery in front of his chest. After that, it was quickly broadcast on the news. Just like that, there would be a corrupt official going missing every week. This news made the whole city shocking. After that, all the corrupt officials were afraid that they would be the next target, so they rushed to the police station to confess. This man named Gabbar was the embodiment of righteousness. He specialized in catching corrupt people, and then punished them with the death penalty. In the beginning, all embezzlers were afraid of being in danger, so they didn't dare to take bribes. Therefore, Patil's business also declined. In order to revive the business, Patil kidnaps 10 officials of integrity. Then he pushed one of them down from a tall building in order to force the rest to obey his orders. And Patil's action also made Gabbar extremely angry. Gabbar also designated Patil as the next target. The best time for them to act was on Patil's birthday. During the birthday party, Patal forced everyone to wear a mask with a photo of him, in order to show his authority. Thanks to that, Gabbar was able to easily break into the party. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Gabbar took Patal away. Meanwhile, the police didn't have any clue, so they could only arrest members of Gabbar's organization to look for clues. The police even brought in the relatives of these members, in the hope that they could provide clues about Gabbar. However, there was a lot of unexpected things happening. A mother said to her son, "If you dare to tell any news about Gabbar, I will leave you." This made the police extremely surprised. They didn't understand why Gabbar was receiving so much love and support from everyone. Because, for the low-class people, they didn't receive justice, and Gabbar was the representative of their hope for a fair life. If they betrayed Gabbar, it meant that they were also extinguishing their own hope. Meanwhile, Gabbar told Patal that he was Gabbar, the one that all the embezzlers were scared when they heard the name. Gabbar also told Patal, "You can call all the officials like 5 years ago, and tell them you are being kidnapped by Gabbar, to see if they will come help you." Patal quickly called the police and the minister. However, when they heard Gabbar, they immediately hung up. Patal desperately fought back, but he won't be able to defeat Gabbar. He was eventually killed by Gabbar. After that, Gabbar went to the police station to confess, and this news was also spread all over the country. People flocked to the police station to protest and ask the police to release Gabbar. At this time, the sheriff had to ask Gabbar to help disperse the crowd. Finally, Gabbar told everyone that when justice wasn't recognized, it was necessary to have a representative to deal with it. What he did was right, but the way he did it was wrong. Using violence to fight violence wasn't the best way. Therefore, he had to be punished by the law. Although there was no Gabbar, but if everyone was enlightened about wrongdoings, justice would come to everyone. The movie comes here. Thanks for watching. See you on the next movies.